Okay, the Super Eagles are back, and we are Naija Football Kings, and here to break down the squad list for the 2 friendlies coming up soon. So please like and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on future content. We drop all Naija videos. Anyway, so Nigeria are playing Saudi Arabia on the 13th of October in Portugal, and then playing Mozambique 3 days later on the 16th of October. So starting off with the first person on the list, Mr. Victor Osimhen, 24 years old, Napoli, we all know this, 80 club goals in the league and 33 national team goals at all levels. So he's our main man, the man with the master plan, as I call him. So Victor Osimhen has not had the best of starts to his season at Napoli. I mean, there's been a bit of controversy around him, but he's strong, you know what I mean? He is the person that keeps on banging the goals in for the Super Eagles. But the controversy has not helped, and it's been a little bit ridiculous. I mean, seeing the clips and seeing some of the reaction. So here's one clip. I mean, you are mocking a player from your team on TikTok for missing a penalty, calling him he's not a boy, he's not a girl, he's a coconut. I mean, that is strange. I mean, very strange. But hey, Thierry Henry had this to say about this.
What are you talking about? So first and foremost, I play for your club. This is what you put. You are laughing at me missing a penalty for our club. Then if we bring the racist thing in, what are you doing?
So exactly, Thierry Henry, what are they doing? Very strange, but Naija know they carry last. My boy will always succeed. Moving on to Mr. Victor Boniface. So this is his second call-up. He plays for Bayer Leverkusen, 28 club goals in the league. He hasn't scored for the national team yet. Then, now, an old guy in the Super Eagles, Mr. Moses Simon. He's 28 years old, 54 club league goals in the league and national team goals at 8. So yeah, he's a very tricky winger. I mean, I like him. On his day, he's unplayable. At the last AFCON, there were some matches where it was just impossible to contain his ability. But sometimes he doesn't bring that game always. You know, sometimes he's a bit complacent in his game, but I highly rate Mr. Moses Simon. He's a starter on his day. I think Ademola Lookman might give him a run for his money. So Samuel Chukwueze, so he is 24 years old, plays for AC Milan, has 25 club league goals in the league and 7 national team goals. We also have Mr. Taiwo Awoyini. So it's been a good season for him. Nottingham Forest, 51 league goals at club level and 15 national team goals. So yeah, this season he's been tormenting the Premiership defenses. He scored a couple of goals already. He ended last season on a high. Yeah, this guy, you know, I like where he currently is at. I mean, for a time people were doubting him. I mean, he always said he never doubted himself. He's like, yeah, he's a good player. So Ademola Lookman, so he is 25 years old, plays for Atalanta. He's got 41 club league goals and 2 national team goals for the Super Eagles. Now, Terran Murphy has made his return to the fold. He was out for the last qualifiers against Sao Tome. He's 24, plays for Nice in France, 68 club league goals and 3 goals for the national team. So he's a tricky customer. He was partnering with Victor Osimhen at the early part of the qualifiers in the game against Sao Tome, our first leg that is. But he's someone who's a bit interesting and would like to see what he can bring to the table. Next, we have senior man Kelechi Iheanacho, who plays for Leicester City, 27 years old. He scored 43 club league goals at all levels and national team goals of 20 and all levels as well. Then you have Joe Aribo. He is 27, plays for Southampton. He's got 34 club league goals and 2 goals for the national team. So when he was at Rangers in Scotland, you know, he was everywhere. He was very promising. I mean, people were like, okay, this guy is the answer to certain areas of Nigeria's midfield. But unfortunately, having moved to Southampton, it's not the same thing. But I'm happy he's still in the squad. I mean, he can bring a certain choice from the bench, a different alternative to what we might currently have. Joseph Aribo back in the squad. We've got Wilfred Ndidi. He's 26 years old. He plays for Leicester City and he has 12 club league goals and 0 goals for the national team. Now, Alex Iwobi, that is JJ Okocha's nephew. He has returned, 27. He's now with Fulham, 17 league club goals and 11 goals for the national team. He was out injured slightly. He transferred from Everton to Fulham and he's a player that I really like. I mean, he's got those moves. He's very dangerous in the right spaces. He's good at making those passes for the Super Eagles. Happy that he's back in the fold and let's see what he can bring. I mean, Nigeria are going to play 2 friendlies back to back. A lot of people are going to be tried out and I'm very impressed. We now move on to Raphael Onyedika. He's 22 years old, plays for Club Brugge. He's got 5 club league goals and he's got 0 goals for the national team. Now, a debutant, Dele Bashiru. He's 22, plays for Hatayspor in Turkey. He's got 9 club league goals, and this is his first call-up, as I mentioned. So he's an interesting proponent. Well, welcome to the Super Eagles. Let's see what he can actually do. Hopefully he gets on the pitch so we can see what position they intend to play him in and what he intends to bring to the table in this very impressive squad. Now, moving on to Frank Onyeka. He's always there, 25 years old, Brentford, 14 club goals in the league and 0 goals for the national team. Then another person who's making his return is Osei Samuel. He's a guy I like. He's 25 years old, plays for Fenerbahce. He's got 18 club goals in the league with 0 goals for the national team. He was a very good player against Guinea-Bissau in our second leg at Guinea-Bissau, where the Super Eagles won 1-0. He's the one that actually helped win the penalty that was converted, I believe, by Moses Simon for Nigeria to claim that victory. So he's an important player for us, and I'm very happy to see that he's back into the fold. And I think we're taking it serious with this list of players here. Now we have Jordan Toroniga. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's 26 years old. He plays for Ghent. He's got 11 goals in the league with 0 goals for the national team. This is the second time. Now Kenneth Omeru. So this one now, old veteran, 29 years old. He plays for Kasımpaşa in Turkey. He's got 9 club league goals and 2 goals for the national team. He's been there since the days of Stephen Keshi. I mean, he has AFCON winning experience, having won the AFCON back in the days, as I mentioned, with Stephen Keshi and Mikel Obi and the likes. I think he's the vice captain and is a very important player for the Super Eagles. I won't be surprised if he's captain on the day. He's somebody that we have depended on in the past, and he's back in the squad. Ola Aina, another one of my favorites. He's 26 years old, plays for Nottingham Forest. He's got 4 goals in the league and he's got 0 goals for the national team. Now, Shimi Ajayi, again invited back, another one of the UK squad, 29, West Brom Albion, 24 club league goals, no goals for the national team. So for a while, he played as a holding midfielder. Here he is peppering the goal, but definitely he is a centre back. But you can see that in tricky situations and tricky places, he can find the back of the net. So a very interesting proponent, but don't expect it to be scoring those goals for the Super Eagles. Now another one, Bruno Onyemachi, 24 years old, plays for Boavista, 4 club league goals in the league and 0 goals for the national team. Then the return of Jamilu Collins. He's 29, plays for Cardiff City. He's got 4 club league goals and he's got 0 goals for the national team. A very interesting player. I like his tenacity. I mean, he seems a very serious player to me on the ball, and one that takes his defensive duties seriously. But in the modern game, you know, you also have to be able to be an outlet from the back. But he's a very interesting player for Nigeria. And then moving on, we've got Calvin Bassey, last but not least in the defenders. He is 23 years old, plays for Fulham and has 1 club league goal to his name with 0 goals for the national team. Moving on to the goalkeepers, we've got Olorulenke Ojo. He's 28, plays for Eyimba of Aba, 0 club league goals and 0 national team goals. We now have the other man, Adebayo Adeleye. He's 23 years old, plays for Hapoel Jerusalem, 0 club league goals, 0 national team goals. So he's got a massive jump on him, that guy. And then we've got Francis Uzo. He's 24 years old, Omonia. He's got 0 club league goals and 0 national team goals. He's been available since the days of Gernot Raw. You know, he played in the World Cup in Russia. That's the 2018 World Cup. And the issue, he hasn't nailed down that #1 spot. You know, when others have come in, they've attempted to replace him. But I would say technically he is our #1, but we'll see, because Adeleye has replaced him once or twice, and we'll see what happens in the long term. He's one of those interesting ones. Anyway, so that is the squad. As usual, please like and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on more information. You know, the AFCON is coming up soon, and we are Naija Football Kings, and we are here to provide you with the best. Later.